and its opponent, another barn burner. Washington, the Huskies, take on the Texas Longhorns, and it was a back-and-forth game. And let me say this. It's moments like these when you look at Michael Penix Jr., who is phenomenal. He threw for 430 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean, it seems as every single time they needed a play, Penix came up with a play. His deep ball was amazing. I mean, the touch on it, the velocity, the zip, he was dropping it in the bucket, and his receivers. It was a clinic. I love the way they catch they were playmakers. But you know the thing is about now that we talk about, man, Michael Penix, and he's this and he's that and the third. I believe that Michael Penix Jr. was a result. And don't get me wrong, like he's been in the conversation all year long. But I think the big portion of why we didn't kind of really dive into putting Michael Penix Jr. on the pedestal, like the up there, like maybe even past Drake May, maybe even past Caleb Williams, is because last year Caleb Williams won the Heisman, but Michael plays in that West Coast system. That West Coast time zone. And a lot of times when you're playing on that West Coast time zone, folks in the Midwest and the East Coast, they're not staying up to 1 o'clock in the morning to watch Washington Husky football games. They just not. They aren't. And then sometimes you may be playing in maybe at noon or 1 o'clock or whatever it may have you. And then you may have other games that people are more interested in, the Alabamas or the Texas of the world or the Notre Dames of the world. And people are tuning into those games. And I think he was kind of like in the conversation, but kind of like, yeah, but because he didn't have the opportunity to be on that national stage in those primetime games where people got a chance to really see who he was as a player. Well, he damn sure showed up on Monday night. He damn sure did what he had to do on Monday night while the world was watching. And he put on the show. I mean, he was out there throwing the ball, and he had that left-handed delivery, so it kind of sometimes looked awkward. But he was slinging that pill around the park. He had the Texas DBs in hell. I mean, none of them could guard his receivers. And he was putting the ball any and everywhere that he wanted. His receivers were making plays, driving the football down the field. I think they said on the broadcast that he had a 53% completion percentage to balls over like 40 or 50 yards, something crazy like that. It was like, and that's that you're talking about the 50-50 balls. Like he was winning the 50-50 percentage when the ball was down the field. And his receivers were definitely helping him out. And it's another game that I thought Washington kind of had pulled away from this game, but Texas just kept fighting and kept fighting and kept fighting. And then they got down to the end, and with the ball in the hands of Quinn Ewers, you thought, all right, where we going? And they tried. But they came up short. But Texas, I thought they had it early on. Then they turned the ball over a little bit, and it was just they ran and they stalled out. I don't know what happened. They just stalled out, and you see some uncharacteristic things from their running backs. The fumbles, like that. Anytime you lose a turnover battle, the percentage of you winning the football game is slim. It really is slim. And Texas did not win the turnover battle. They did not show up when they needed to show up. They fought back. And maybe Texas is coming back. They're not all the way back, but they're coming back, and they're taking those next steps to get into a situation next year where they'll be back into the college football playoffs. Well, hopefully they will be. They'll have 12 next year, so they'll have more opportunity to do so.